YouTubers and gamers, and I'm back, and today I'm going to give you 2 videos for 1. Yes, 2 videos for 1. God, I sound like a market trader, don't I? Anyway, first of all, this is a video response to MT Shark 7 and his questions that he gave on his channel, and I'll leave a link in the description. MT Shark 7 is he's a lovely man. He's a nice dude, really is, and by all means check his channel out. It's really good. So the first part of this video will be looking at answering some of these questions that he put forward. The second part will be a mini pickup video. So like I said, you get 2 for the price of 1, so that's not bad, is it? Okay, turning to MT Sharks 7's question. He's asked, how did you get into making videos on YouTube? Well, my first video was actually a video response to Sega My House, who asked what was your most valuable videos in your video games in your collection, and so that was my first video. But the reason why I responded to that, or did one like that, was I was watching. I've been watching YouTube videos for past two years now, and I was thinking, well, I collect all these games and so forth, and you know I love video gaming, so why don't I do some videos talking about it? And I was watching a lot of people's channels. I was interested in them, and I thought, oh, I can do that. So it's really you know, a lot of the channels I was really into watching, obviously like Grub Gun and Chad Bailey and guys like that, really. So that's what really got me into it, and so it's their fault. Okay, what are you mainly collecting for now? Anyone who's watched my pickup videos, you can see that I tend to have lots of eclectic pickups of all sorts of things and whatever good deals I see. Oh, hello, Kate. You gonna say hello to the camera? This is Caitlin. You've probably seen her in earlier videos. Yes. Okay. So, collecting. What am I mainly collecting for?
Nothing. No more.
No. I'm trying to. I find I have lots of lists with lots of different collections, and sometimes I try to focus on completing, you know, getting all the games on one list, and so you know I can feel better by it. Sometimes I get distracted, and often I've been distracted. I've been not that long ago. I recently collected my original Xbox collection, and I would like to also ideally complete my list for my PSP games and pick them up while they're still relatively cheap. But I've been distracted from doing that, and as you'll probably see from an earlier pickup video, from a later pickup video. So I guess it's 3 PSP games I'm still trying to focus on and get that one collected and finished before I get on to the other lists. And where I say with a lot of the Nintendo games, like the NES, all the kart-based games, I don't think they necessarily are coming down much in price or rising drastically in price either. I think they're all quite relatively quite high, so I reckon those prices are more stable, whereas the PSP games are still very, very cheap, so I think I'll get those while they still are, and then I can focus on those more expensive collections at a later date. Well, that's the thinking anyway. Next question. Do you have any complete console collections? The answer is no. I did think about this, and actually, even though I have most consoles out there, a lot of my favourite consoles, more than anything else, really have massive libraries, and so I'm not into buying necessarily thousands and thousands of like PS2 games. I have many PS2 games. I've probably got 650 of them over the 4, and there's still about another 150 I want on my list. So, but I just haven't got a space for all those games, and to be honest, you know, it's just too many. So most people have like focus on smaller collections and so forth, when there's only you know, dozens of games, whether it's like a Virtual Boy or even complete Genesis collections and so forth, which are still in the hundreds. But again, I just don't think that there's that many games for those systems that I really, really want to play. So yeah, I tend to have focus more on collecting niche titles or lots of games that I'm sort of semi-interested in if they're dirt cheap. So yeah, so no. I've got tons of games, as you know probably from the videos. I've got probably about 4,500 games anyway. So
yeah, seriously.
Yeah, seriously. So yeah, so no complete collections. Besides video games, do you collect other things? If so, what are they? I think collecting can be in someone's genetics or genes, because I've been collecting stuff since I was a kid really. I've been collecting, I think the earliest things I was collecting, what I can recall, would have been original Palitoy Star Wars toys from the 1970s and 80s, like most kids my age. And then from then I went into collecting lots of things like Action Man and Scalextrics and stuff like that really. As I got older I was into some sort of collecting certain books, like the old fighting fantasy books, everyone knows Games Workshop and Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone, all those sort of books that they did. I used to like those books. I used to collect nearly all of those. But in more recent years I've been collecting CD libraries and DVD libraries, and I've been cutting some of those DVDs. Yeah, well, I've had quite a few thousand DVDs, which I got rid of over about half of those now. So and I have a few Blu-rays, but nothing amazing. But more interesting collections I've got upstairs in the loft would include a nice mix of Doctor Who bits, recent toys that came out in the past 10 years. And also some more vintage stuff as well, including like vintage annuals and stuff for the older Doctors, which I prefer. Aside from that, I've also got upstairs still in the loft quite an extensive large collection of King Kong. Big fan of Peter Jackson's King Kong from, was it 2005 I think? So yeah, so I've got lots of stuff on King Kong and lots of Rita collectibles, figurines as well on King Kong, and quite a massive collection of King Kong actually. And lots of other various figurines and collectibles from various sci-fi type genres really. So yeah, basically I got a load of crap up in the loft. Aside from that, what's the other questions? Do you have a break from collecting? And explain. Yes, I do have a break from collecting games when I've run out of money. Yeah. I can't say since I've been. About 6 or 7 years ago, I was collecting a lot of the old more vintage games, and I sort of slowed down a little bit, and I've got back more into it again. So I wouldn't say it was a proper break of not buying anything for a long period of time, but I find in the past 2 years, 3 years, I've been buying and picking up a lot more stuff, and yeah, I think I spend more time collecting games than actually playing it, which is an issue that lots of people like me in YouTube have problems with really. It's trying to get that balance right, and it's very difficult getting that balance right when you've got distractions, children taking over TV, and family life, and that's more my priority. Family life is my priority, so I fit in gaming where I can, but I also love collecting games in the hunt and getting good deals and doing the channels on YouTube. So an idea where I'll get more time to play games, but one day, eh? There's always retirement. What else is there? Okay, this is Chad's question. What is a gaming franchise that you haven't gotten into but would like to? About 1.5 to 2 years ago, I decided to collect all the fighting fantasy games. My brother played a lot of them, and I thought they were interesting, but I just busy, so I was just focused on other franchises really. And so I decided to collect all the fighting fantasy games, focusing first on the PS1 games, and then moved over to all the other systems like the PSP and obviously PS3 and PS2 and PS4 now. So I've pretty much got about 99% of the games really, but I've not actually had the time to, and this is shameful, to actually play one yet. I've played other RPGs and so forth, and I've been distracted, and that's what it is, it's distractions. Recently I got into a new franchise which we didn't touch upon. That was the Shining series of games, which I'll talk more about in a minute. But yeah, I've got those because I recognise that they are fantastic games, and you know I want to get into them, and I'll probably start off with Final Fantasy VII perhaps, or Final Fantasy Tactics, and get into those more. So that's one franchise I really want to get into. Also the Pokemon games. In my last pickup video I got given lots of Pokemon Game Boy boxes and so forth, so I'll probably want to fill those with games. I've already got quite a few games already on the Nintendo 64 and the DS games and like the dungeon ones. So I've got a few Pokemon, but I'm not planning to get every single Pokemon game, whereas with Final Fantasy I'm pretty much I am. So yeah, there's sort of two franchises I need to get into more, time permitting. Okay, has the game ever made you cry, and why? Yeah, Demon's Quest. Demon's Quest made me cry because I couldn't get past the bloody beginning. It's bloody hard as balls and I can't get past it, even with cheats, yeah. That made me cry with frustration. I can't think of a game that really made me cry in terms of sadness more than anything else, really. Yeah, I can't think of one just yet. But probably as I get more into the RPGs and stuff, maybe I will shed a tear. Who knows? But anyway, that's my video response. And I said, check out MT Shark 7's channel. He's a really nice man, from what I can see. And so here's a shout out to you. And I said I'll be leaving a link in the description below. And now let's get on to the mini pickups. Part 2 of the video. And what we have here is, first of all, the Nun Gaming, the Nun Games. Just a strategy guide got for £5. Call of Duty Ghosts £5. I do have a large collection of strategy guides. I haven't counted them, but they are growing. And originally, when I started collecting video games, I was trying to get every single strategy guide that existed for every game I bought. And loosely, I'm trying to still do that. So I've got quite a large growing list of wanted strategy guides for games. And I just think they're nice things that no one really focuses much on, really. You know, obviously you get a few people wanting to collect certain strategy guides, like all the more popular franchises like Zelda and stuff, and the hardback collector's editions of those and things. But yeah, I just I think they're interesting, and they're also useful to dip into if you really get stuck. I mean, obviously these days with the internet you don't really need to so much, but still, I like them. But they do take up a lot of space. That's the only problem. Okay, moving aside from that, I also got these came out in a few shops like Game and another shop called Funstock, and these are the PS4 20th anniversary DualShock controller in the original PlayStation sort of styling. Now, must have been about this time last year, I think. They actually brought out a console with this styling, the PS4 console, which gave away in prizes and stuff. And anyone who's interested in those will know that they go for megabucks now. You know, you pay anything between £800 to £1,500 for a console. And even though I'd love to have one, I'm not going to pay that sort of money for one. If I see one for a price of a brand new PS4 console, I might be tempted if I got the money. But for now, I'm quite happy just to have the actual controller. So I'll probably be keeping that box. I quite like that. I've got two. I don't need to unbox it. I've got two controllers already. Okay. Also, I have forgotten I had ordered this from Club Nintendo. I used this up with some of my stars, and even though I showed the music soundtrack in my last pickup video, there's also this one which I was waiting for, which I forgot about. And that is a soundtrack to Super Mario 3D Land, or 3D World rather. Yeah, so that's the last thing I got from Club Nintendo. So cool. Okay, I've got a nice mix of games. Let's look at the old bits. Okay. Going on the more older ones. Like the oldest would have to be on the NES. And I've been wanting this for a while, and I'm surprised it doesn't go for more money. It's one of the best games on the NES. It's not too expensive. I've got this box and complete with shipping for about £17, and that is Little Nemo's Dream World. Or sorry, Dream Master. Yeah. a nice little platformer. Very good reviews. Like I said, I'm surprised it doesn't go for more money, but I guess it can't be that rare, even though it's a very popular game. Okay, moving on to the Game Boy. Mario and Yoshi. Pretty minty boxed and complete. Got this for only about £8 shipped. This game was about I think it was about £10 shipped, and this is original Donkey Kong on the Game Boy. And what's good about this version is that you play it on the Game Boy player, the Super Game Boy player. It sort of upscales the graphics a bit and add a bit of colour and some additional functionality. Now, I do have a Game Boy player, but I'm probably planning to play this more on the Retron 5, because obviously you've got the advantage of save states, which is quite useful with hard games like this. But fortunately with the Retron 5 it does play the more upscaled version of it, which is really good, which is what I wanted. I did a bit of research on it and that's what they've said, so I will be playing that on the old Retron 5. Okay, and another game which I got based on recommendation from Dan. Thank you, Dan. I'll leave a link to his channel too. He's a lover of RPGs, and he sort of pointed me in the direction of the Shining games. So obviously the majority of those are the Shining Force, and this is Shining Force Resurrection of Dark Dragon, I believe. Yep, of the Dark Dragon. This is like a revamp of original Shining Force, the first game that came out on the Mega Drive or Genesis. There's also Shining Force 2, and there's a third Shining game as well on the Mega Drive, I believe. I can't remember what it's called now. I've got all three of those games on the PS3 Sega Collection compilation, so I won't need to buy those. There are a couple of other there's two Shining Souls games on the Game Boy Advance which are okay, which I'll probably pick up. But there's also two other games on the Saturn which I really want, Shining Force 3 and Shining the Holy Ark. So I'll probably want to get those on the Saturn, even though they're very, very expensive. But these these RPGs are, I checked out a video. I thought, cool, that looks really nice and it's really good, and so I was pleased to pick this up, and I can't wait to get really heavily stuck into this. It's yeah, I got that for, it wasn't cheap. I got it for about £26 shipped, all complete, all very minty, but it's a very popular game, so very good game too. Okay, and last but not least, two more games. On the PSP, got this sealed. The original Persona, obviously the original Persona game on the PS1. This is a sort of revamp of it they brought out on the PlayStation Portable, a PSP, and I got this imported from Canada. It was about £16 imported, I think it was, which is a good price for this. I've got the third one, which is a UK version, and this is like an American, which still plays, it doesn't matter. And I also want to get the second one as well, which again goes for over a £20 mark, which I'll get at some point. And also I've got a Wii U game. I was lucky enough, I was just walking around Cash Converters the other day, and I saw three Wii games which I already had. It was Super Mario Galaxy, it was The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, and what was the third one? That was another Nintendo based game, and they were only $1.99 free, and I was doing 3 for 2 in that particular store. So for £4 I got these games. I knew they were worth a lot more than that, so I took them to CEX. They gave me £20 worth of store credit for those 3 games, and so with that store credit plus another £2, so it would cost me £22. I got Kirby and the Rainbow Paintbrush, even though you know, a lot of that store credit I only paid about £4 for. So in the end, this cost me £6 to cut a long story short. So this cost me £6, which is, you know, a bloody good deal. Quite pleased to do that. So thank you, Cash Converters, for that generous deal you gave me on those games. But yeah, another Wii U game. I mean, that's it. That's my pickups for this time. Classic games, smaller pickups compared to previous videos, I admit, but then, you know, so it hasn't been that long since my last pickup video. So anyway, guys, if you haven't already, please leave comments, subscribe, thumbs up if that's okay, and until my next video, take care, and see you then.